All right, everyone, as you all know, we are here to talk about our favorite moments from the Nostalgia Critic, because he was a very beloved character. I know a lot of you really enjoyed him, and I know that EgoRaptor and I remember so many fond memories of stuff that we did, with the Nostalgia Critic. You were in some of it too.
That's right, the episode where the giant worm came out of the ground and ate your mom.
That's right, and it was such, I think a lot of people didn't see it coming, because, the worm was in my pants. And I think that people thought, oh, that's an extension of his penis, but it wasn't.
And up until that point, the worm was a vegan, so it didn't really make much sense.
So that was an even bigger twist, because people didn't see that coming. A vegan worm eating my mother, who was also a gremlin.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, the ears were like a dead giveaway.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked I didn't pick on it also. But you know what? The funny thing about the Nostalgia Critic is that there's so many other memorable moments. Like, I'm sure you guys remember a lot of memorable moments. Correct? Oh, and now you back there, you look like you have something that you just want to talk about, your absolute favorite moment there. Yes. What was your favorite moment from the Nostalgia Critic?
My favorite was your Citizen Kane's 2 Revenge of the Aliens review. That was just so funny, especially at the back credit card part. When for some reason Citizen Kane had a back credit card, I have no idea why, but it didn't make any sense.
That was very memorable, yes. I mean, do you remember Citizen Kane 2 Attack of the Aliens, where...
I thought it was one of the best movies of 1987, and it really shows because... Citizen Kane 1, not a very good prequel.
Yeah, it's sort of,
But Citizen Kane 2 really upped the ante, and I think James Cameron, one of his best.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, especially picking, what's her name, Sigourney Weaver to be, Citizen Kane.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And then, to have the alien also be the cat that pops out of her stomach.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? I'm sorry, spoilers. But it was even stranger that the cat had a beard, too, like Orson Welles, and actually had Orson Welles' voice. He came back to do that.
It was interesting, too, because the cat's beard was like a normal person beard, so I wonder, on the alien planet, right, how'd they get, like, human features, right?
How does that even work? Questions like
it really does. It's serious stuff. I think the 32 Academy Awards were well-deserved, though.
I agree. And that scene with the bad credit card, too, I know that the Nostalgia Critic was alive and his voice wasn't so hoarse, he would have a big reaction to that, too. But you know what? Since he's dead and I'm never doing the goddamn joke again, I think we will be very good with that. So, yes, you have a favorite Nostalgia Critic moment. What was your favorite Nostalgia Critic moment?
Your review of Neverending Story for Rockbiter's musical.
The Rockbiter musical and Never-Ending Story for
classic,
yes.
Classic.
If I recall, that's where he did the striptease.
Yeah. Nostalgia Critic took off all his clothes, and it was revealed that his actual skin was the Nostalgia Critic costume.
Yes. And I know a lot of people were kind of shocked by that, but at the same time, you never saw him without it. Well, there was that one spooning was Spoonie, but that was a human suit.
Oh, that's true.
That's
very, I think, cutting-edge practical effects in the Nostalgia Critic, without a doubt. Some of the best human skin suit work I've ever seen since Avatar.
Yeah.
Because there was really the blue folks. They went to this planet and they got the blue folks to be the actors. So that was really nice.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm learning something new every day.
Yeah, James Cameron knows what he's doing. Citizen Kane 2 and Avatar with real blue people. It's amazing.
He's unbelievable. Yes, it seems like you have a favorite Nostalgia Critic moment.
My favorite Nostalgia Critic moment was that when he forgot to put on clothes during the review and Sonic the Hedgehog did a crossover with him on Transformers 5, which they both actually loved very much.
Sonic doing a crossover review with the Nostalgia Critic.
I didn't expect that.
5. I didn't either. Especially when Mario came in and assassinated them both.
And it's really strange for a tiny plumber to assassinate a gigantic robot man.
Yeah, well, especially, in Sonic, he's about the same size. It's just hard to hit. So he's like, hey, you can't get me, don't let people touch you, but he shot him and he bled blue blood, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Especially when Mario turned into a turtle. Turns out he was a Transformer too!
Yeah!
What's the deal with that?
And turtles are already kind of Transformers. They just transform into, a mobile home into mobile home. Okay. So, but let's see. I'm sure other people have favorite nostalgia critic moments. Maybe people in the past, or maybe people waving their arms very annoyingly.
My favorite was the episode where he flew out to Hollywood to confess his undying love to Catherine Zeta-Jones. It was such a heartwarming episode.
It really was, and especially the part where he killed Michael Douglas. I think when that happened.
Now, was that real? I never watched the commentary or the behind the scenes.
Well, there's some debate that he actually did kill Michael Douglas
Because he's dead right now. He is dead.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, because they just brought his corpse back and he's just a puppet. That Catherine Zeta-Jones is using to convince people. I shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
But
I actually didn't know that, so I might just go to the police and report that.
You might want to do that, but I would say no, because. So let's go ahead and see who else has we have a female. We have an Ask That Girl, I suppose. So what was your favorite nostalgia critic?
My favorite moment from the Nostalgia Critic was when, in the review of Titanic 2, Ask That Guy came to the Nostalgia Critic. He confesses his love to him, and of course they fell in love the same way in Titanic, and of course they got it on in the car.
Well, obviously we all knew that was coming. It's when you look at Ask That Guy, and you look at Titanic, and you look at Nostalgia Critic, you say, hey, together. And they should be, especially the part where they get frozen together when they're on, that floating bit of wood.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cover, it was his floating bit of wood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I should get on here and float with you because I'm going to freeze to death. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Because clearly two people could fit on that floating
Yeah,
bit of wood.
yeah.
They never did it. It's kind of weird.
I didn't see that episode.
Oh, okay. Well, no biggie. Okay. Let's see who else we have here who has a. Let's go to the conehead in the back. I will never get right what your actual character is, but thank God I don't care.
My absolute favorite moment of Nostalgia Critic is when you did that field report of Anime on Ice, but the ice patch tragically burned down. It was so sad to watch.
Anime on Ice. The review of Anime on Ice. I didn't feel it was that tragic when it burned down, seeing all the Pokemon, go to their deaths and freeze. To me, I felt it was very heartwarming, which is funny because they must freeze to death.
They were burning actually, because it was on
Well, no,
fire.
it was burning and freezing. That was part of the fun, because then the ice broke, and they fell into there, but then the fire started to warm them, but then they burned because it was fire.
Yeah, that's true. Personally, I think it was all Charmander's fault. The guy's a jerk.
So that was a good episode. I do remember that episode. Let's see. Why don't you pick the next one? I've been so greedy.
All right. Well, let's see. There's all these great moments, and I think Mr. Dancy Guy, he's really excited about this one. So what was your favorite Nostalgia Critic moment?
My favorite moment is that when John Malkovich shot you and you had to go through the 7 gates of hell, and then when you came back alive, you've been reincarnated as a woman, and when you have to be back as your gender, you have to admit that you actually like Scooby-Doo, the movie.
Very good episode.
That actually never happened.
No, you can deny it all you want, but I remember it like it was yesterday. Because it was actually. You put it up yesterday.
Yeah, okay. I knew I should have put it up, then taken it down, because he's the one guy who saw it. He was going to bring it up here. There's always one fan.
Yeah.
So I was not proud of that, mostly because I'm not a Malkovich fan. But at the same time,
How can you not be a Malkovich man? Being John Malkovich?
Okay, one movie, but of Mice and Men, he's like, I'm gonna drool, show I'm retarded. It's like, yeah, Oscar, you. And I say to myself, no.
You got a problem with retarded people, dude?
No, I have a problem with Malkovich thinking that he is playing a retard when actually he is retarded.
How do you even know what it's like to be retarded? Oh, wait.
Need some ice that burn, sir?
Let's talk about EgoRaptor's funniest moments. Oh, there aren't any. Okay. So I think we can just go to our next one. Let's go to Jamie over there, because this is a cool guy who's been, thoroughly.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest Nostalgia Critic fans.
He really is. I mean, I'm sure you have a real good one for us.
Well, I am so glad because I really loved your rendition of Tommy Wiseau's Teenage Mutant Alien Turtles 3. You just got the description of Donatello's character down perfectly with that review.
Donatello in Tommy Wiseau's Teenage Mutant Alien Turtles 3. I gotta say,
Yeah. When he came back from that Shredder fight and he was like, I did not hit him. I did not.
yeah.
That was the best part, I think.
Or when he shouted, "You're tearing me apart, April!" Or, you know, the fact that it was revealed that actually Tommy Wiseau is a mutant alien. I mean, I guess we weren't really shocked.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people were like, "Oh, what a twist!" I'm like, not really. But at the same time, you know what? They threw it in, and I gotta give them credit for that. Actually, I hear that was very biographical.
You know what I thought was weird too was that at Act 1, Shredder was all like, you know, the dude, the blades and everything. Act 3, he comes back, it's Rat King, and they still call him Shredder. What's the deal with that, yo?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go with a Spider-Man hoodie here. Well, what was your favorite Nostalgia Craig moment?
Listen, I think we all know the best moment was when Garfield came out of the shadows and revealed that he was always been Jesus Christ / Bill Murray.
I think we all remember where we were on that day. When Garfield came out and confessed to the world that he was Jesus Christ / Bill Murray. Do you remember where you were?
I was on the toilet.
Yeah. I remember I was with you. And the fact that the Nostalgia Critic could be there and cover that, you know, because why don't you ever see Jesus speak? It's always a think bubble, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, very
the whole Passion of the Christ, Jim Caviezel never said a word. It was just all.
Well, no, he said one. But that's about it. But, you know, Garfield, when he screams, he does the arg and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And good grief. And
that's a classic Garfield line.
Exactly, yeah. Or darn it, Hobbs. So, I mean, obviously a very classic character. And who would have thought he was Jesus? I had a feeling, but it doesn't matter. So, okay, let's go to someone else here who obviously has something to say about the Nostalgia Critic.
My favorite moment was your review, or his review rather, of Breakin' 3 Rockin' Christmas Tree. It was the episode in which Santa Christ and the Nostalgia Critic had a team up and win a breakdancing competition to restore his magic DeLorean, to restore and send Christmas presents to all the children in the world. My question simply is, was there a stunt double for Santa Christ during the Headspin segment?
As far as I know, there was a stunt triple, actually.
Santa Christ is so unbelievable that he has several stunt people, you know, inside him, just ready to come out. And very few people know this, but Santa Christ actually is Charlie Brown. You know, a lot of people think like, oh, Garfield is Jesus. Well, Santa Christ was Charlie Brown. You know what, Charlie Brown, he had a bald head for a reason. He was dying of some sort of terminal disease.
Oh,
and
so sorry.
Yeah, no, but it's okay because he came back and absolved us of our grief. So it turned out really good. So, but yes, there was a stunt triple in that movie. Well, who is doing that? I'm watching you, whoever said that. So, yes, EgoRaptor, why don't you choose the next
Okay, well, I know who I'm going for. This guy back here, he's the star of the show. Star of the show, star of the show, star of the show. I'm just going to keep saying it until I get to him. Star of the show? How you doing, man? What was your favorite Nostalgia Critic moment?
When we had Kirby substituting for Jacob Lab during Pokemon Rainbow.
Of course. That famous moment. What do you recall about that moment that you probably know nothing about?
I got 2 words out of that. Obviously, I mean, it was a very specific episode, one that maybe the Nostalgia Critic did not know much about and could not comment much on, but at the same time, when he, you know, when he jizzed on the pizza, that's what made it all come together. It was a bit of a shock, but at the same time, you know, I think it worked. What do you think about jizzing on pizza?
I think the subtle heartbeat in the background was...
I think that worked.
It was a nice touch. There was, I mean, no audio, just heartbeat that went from left ear to right ear.
It was very abstract.
Yeah.
And people ate it up.
Avant-garde, yeah.
Literally and figuratively. So, Okay, let us see who else we have here who has a favorite NC moment somewhere down here, because I know a lot of people down here not getting much attention. What was your favorite NC moment?
Okay, so in Jurassic Park 4, The Bloodening, the favorite moment has to be when Jeff Goldblum got to come on your show and you had a special moment with him where you talked about the behind the scenes working with all the velociraptors that he got to work with, and he got to show you that velocipede he got just above his elbow.
You know, I do remember when he came on my show, because that was also the pizza episode, if I recall. Yes. And that was tricky to get Jeff Goldblum to actually, climax on the pizza. But if I recall, my brother did this wonderful impression of him that I think he wants to do for us right now. Isn't that right, Rob?
No, I'd rather not jizz on a pizza, because that would be humiliating. So you can just turn the camera off. That, my friend, would be chaos. Yes.
Big hand for Rob Walker. And I believe that EgoRaptor also had a different rendition of that moment. Am I right? I think you were very much waiting to get that out to the people. You were longing. You were waiting to get out to the people because you told me backstage that you could not wait to get it out there because you've been building up your whole life to get it. Well, here they are, Ego. Here they are. Do your impression. Do your impression of Jeff Goldblum jizzing on a pizza for the wonderful people in your live stream. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Yes, I was waiting, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now in front of the people. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and there's no respect here. There's no respect for the audience. There's no respect for myself. I think I'm going to end it all, Where am I, dude? What's going on, dude?
Remember that twist where somebody slapped him in the face? It turns out he didn't talk like that. It was just some sort of phase he was going through. And someone slapped him, and somebody's like, "Oh, I'm Jeff Goldblum," and nobody saw that coming.
Yeah. That was also a good episode of Nostalgia Critic where that happened on camera.
Yes. The reenactment of it, I think, is really something.
Yes. After the actual capturing of it on film. I don't know why there was a reenactment after.
Well, because you were so passionate about it for the people.
We just wanted to retell it.
Yeah, exactly.
For the folk.
Because they deserved it.
That's true. That's true.
Jizz Goldblum, as we called it. So I think it is time we can pick a few other people. I'm turning to Jeff Goldblum here.
You gotta turn that switch off.
You very scary skull person.
I believe that the best, in my opinion, was the one for the movie The Death and Resurrection of John Rambo, when you got so angry that you decided to separate from the United States, join Russia, and join the Spetsnaz to kill him.
How could we forget that moment?
Classic.
Especially seeing how the Nostalgia Critic had never actually, to his shame, seen any Rambo movies. So he could not make, again, any comments about it, but yet he did, and he did them so accurately, and the jokes were so funny that I cannot tell you here. That's why EgoRaptor's gonna do it for me.
You know, it's funny because I know you're so committed to the Nostalgia Critic character that, he hasn't seen any Rambo movies, but of course you have, right? Doug Walker himself.
Yeah, no, I've seen all of them, especially the.
Yeah, remember the part in the best scene in the first movie. You remember it?
Well, yeah, when Mewtwo comes back. I love that part. The second time. And is a princess.
Dude, what are you talking about, dude?
I'm talking about the moment in Rambo, where suddenly he's like, oh, I am Mewtwo. Yeah. And then they're like, no, you're not. He's like, you're right, I'm a princess. And then they're just like, whoa, Stallone was a princess, and he put on a dress and floated away to a castle in the sky.
All right. Obviously you haven't seen it, but look, here's the only detail you need to know about the first Rambo movie, all right?
Okay.
He kills a helicopter with a knife.
You know what? I'm going to check out this movie.
You should, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to check that out. Let's see. Okay, who else has a favorite nostalgia critic moment. You know what? I just get a feeling a person with no shirt is going to have something to say. So let's go ahead and hear your favorite nostalgia critic moment.
On the subject of, crossovers with the other characters, one of my favorites is when the Nostalgia Critic sent the bum out to go get a new scarf for his Christmas special, and he didn't return for quite a few episodes. And when he finally came back, it turns out that he had been gone so long because he had taken over Hogwarts since Dumbledore had died, and I just thought that was, I really didn't see that coming.
Where the bum took over Hogwarts. Really? You didn't see that coming?
It's called Hogwarts.
As we all know, the bum has several Hogwarts on his anus. I think that's a class at Hogwarts. Anusology. And, for me, I thought it was kind of obvious, where he goes in and he's just like, "Ooh, Dumbledore, I will take you over. Fumes my stench." And everyone passes out and then he takes the wand. He's like, "Now it's my house, bitches." And he, has his way with Maggie Smith. You know what? That was a dream that I had. And it was very surreal. And I should not go there because it's a dark area that should not be going there. But yes, I do remember that episode and I'm trying my hardest to forget about it. So let's see. I think someone over here definitely.
Oh yeah. I definitely see the person.
Yeah, you see the person. You see a person. Yeah, can you describe that person?
It's the one that's with the hand up.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, obviously he's talking about you.
Hello. My favorite episode of the Nostalgia Critic is when he reviews the Care Bears live-action film directed by Michael Bay.
That was a hoot. That was a hoot.
Personally, I really like that film.
It kind of surprised me having Shia LaBeouf as Tender Heart. That was kind of shocked.
He's always worked with Michael Bay all the time. I figured.
Yeah, that's true. Giving what was it, Lionheart or Braveheart? I can't remember. But giving him boobs was a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
And having him strip and have little to no dialogue. But at the same time, I think instead of having the Care Bear stare. And instead of just being a bunch of fists that exploded coming out of their stomachs, and it wasn't like their stomachs went back to normal, they just came out and then they would die.
Yeah.
So they went through a lot of Care Bears, but at the same time, for me, it was a very nothing emotional about it, but at the same time, it was a very interesting take. And I kept glued to the screen, personally.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It was an interesting take that they took all the integrity of Care Bears out and made it this terrible goddamn movie.
Yeah. Easy for you to say. Okay. Let us see who else we have here. Somebody who really just has that moment, that nostalgia critic moment that they just can't wait to go. God, see, I'm so filled with joy and just go.
In my personal opinion, the best nostalgia critic moment to ever happen was when he was reviewing Superman 64, and towards the end, he got so angry and worked.
Next.
My favorite nostalgia critic moment was when he spent the entire episode reviewing a grilled cheese sandwich, just the whole episode reviewing a grilled cheese sandwich that he made, and with every bite, he would just say how terrible it was. It just kind of threw me for a loop why he would do that.
Why would he do that? I think a lot of us can agree that was probably the best episode since the Let's Play of Bart's Nightmare. I think a lot of people looked at them, they were just like, wow, this is, but Gart, this is something new. He's trying something different.
Yeah, you were branching out.
And just those one or two people who thought it wasn't good,
whatever.
Yeah, you're always going to get those people. They're just like, oh, we're critics. But for me, when he tried the cheese sandwich and said it wasn't good, and then tried it again and said it wasn't good, and that went on for 8 hours. To me, I say that's something new. Not good, but new.
Creative.
And therefore good.
Creatively driven.
Yes, I agree. I give him credit for taking a risk.
It was a statement, I think, on the world at large.
And grilled cheese.
And absolutely, yeah. And how simple, but terrible grilled cheese sandwiches are.
A lot of people ignore grilled cheese. It's obviously a big issue nowadays.
Well, I'm glad you raised awareness.
I did grilled cheese awareness. Yeah. I have the ribbon, not on me, but at home being turned into the sandwich.
Do you still have the sandwich?
I do. Because it wasn't very good, as I explained for 8 hours in my video.
Can I have a bite?
Yes.
I want to try it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So let us see here. Let us go to, well, obviously the Amish go online all the time. So what is your favorite Nostalgia Critic moment?
My favorite Nostalgia Critic moment was when he joined the Game Grumps and accidentally opened the Pits of Hell, so they had to play Doom to actually close it up. I thought it was a nice, blend between real and video game culture, and, I just really liked it.
I agree. Next. Let's get someone who wouldn't normally get. I see a Maryland dress down there, and I just say to myself, you know what? I actually don't care at all what you have to say. I just want to look at the Maryland dress.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So, anyone else have a? No, I will listen to what you have to say. Go ahead.
My favorite episode of Nostalgia Critic is when he watched Tommy Wiseau's The Room 80 times and he says the movie is the greatest thing in the world.
You dreamt that. Or I was.
Saying.
Let's see. Someone back here. I'm sure you have a wonderful nostalgia.
Absolutely. My favorite Nostalgia Critic moment was the sketch where you were forcibly attached to both Chris Tucker and a person playing Jar Jar Binks for the entire day.
That was an interesting 24 hours. I remember that was the very first episode where I cut my penis off. And used it as a weapon. Because it's all that, I could find. And granted, it was not easy to sew it back on, but at the same time, with every stitch that went in, I said it was worth it. And Chris Tucker no longer has a career because of it. Jar Jar Binks, as we all know, is America's darling. And honestly, I think the world still owes me that Nobel Peace Prize. Just saying.
Definitely. And whenever you put the needle in to sew your penis back on,
you've had experience.
And every single time, yeah. But I think it was convincing not only when you did it, but when Chris Tucker went, damn! Every single time the needle went in.
Every time, damn!
Never got annoying, very tasteful.
It was kind of surprising. You'd think that would get annoying very fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost as annoying as grating grilled cheese. But no. So, okay, well, I don't see any action going on over there of people pointing or anything like that, so I'm just going to go over here. But that looks even more boring, so I think I will go back over here.
Oh, there you go.
It looked like somebody over there, the man with the Pokemon nipples, was pointing to someone else over here.
You can always trust a man like that.
You can. I just get a feeling it's somewhere over here. I don't know where. If only I had a sign of somebody who wanted to do. I'm just going to take a wild guess and say you. What was your favorite Nostalgia Critic moment?
Well, my favorite was when you were sewn as the ass end of the human centipede.
I think that was also the Chris Tucker Jar Jar Binks episode. Yeah, it's easy to get those two confused.
And what the worst part of the movie, though, was that Chris Tucker was the center part, so all you ever heard was... I thought it really muted his character.
I actually like that part. Okay, I saw somebody over here. Yes, you have a favorite Nostalgia Critic moment?
It would have to be the moment when everyone thought you were crazy enough to declare Moulin Rouge 2 the best movie of all time.
Moulin Rouge 2. And of course the choices they made in that movie to also have Chris Tucker and Jar Jar Binks in it, because I just really think that image is funny. But, I mean, for me, you can see them working in something like Human Centipede. You want to see them in that role.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hearing Jar Jar Binks sing Roxanne was something of a little disturbing.
Yeah, and the new choices of music were really great. When Jar Jar Binks and Chris Tucker were singing to each other, you don't know if you it was something magical, I think. At least I think.
All right, let's see. I think we have time for maybe a couple more here. Favorite Nostalgia Critic moments. Got someone in the front row right here. Your favorite absolute moment.
I gotta say, my favorite Nostalgia Critic moment was when he put aside his differences with the Power Rangers and teamed on to take on the Sailor Scouts after his scathing review of Sailor Moon Triple S.
Sailor Moon Triple X, a holiday classic.
So good they put X 3 times.
Yes. Am I right? That is the one where they strip under the mistletoe, correct?
No, that's the one where they strip under the mistletoe.
That's right. Yeah. Wait, with the golden shower,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and to team up
We
with
watched it alone together in our hotel room.
That's true. Well, technically, if we're together, we're not alone, but I know what you mean. It felt like we were alone.
Yes.
But bottom line, I do remember that when the Power Rangers came in and they looked at the Sailor Scouts naked and said, "Hey, you're jailbait," technically, right? Are they not?
Well, no, they said it more like this. They were like, "Hey, you're jailbait."
But then it worked out well because as they were doing all the poses, the Sailor Scouts were taking an hour to transform. So that took up the majority of the time.
Yeah. They were perfect for each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, and of course the Sailor Scouts take a while to get their clothes, change clothes. They had to put clothes on just so they can change into different clothes again.
Yeah.
And that just filled up most of the review. But again, you throw in a review of a grilled cheese sandwich in there and suddenly it's art.
Yeah.
And it really, really works.
It really is.
So I was very, very proud of that one, and I hold on tight to that Razzie. So, okay, I think we have, let me actually check my clock here, see what we do have here. I think we can do 2 more. Everyone seems to be pointing over here, so you must have a good one.
Back when I was wandering the mountains of Arklay, I found myself surrounded by zombies. But thanks to Nostalgia Critic's classic review of M. Night Shyamalan's remake of Return of the Living Dead, I remembered his advice, and to this day, I still carry that pencil.
That was a moving, inspiring, very just hope-filled tale of something I just did not understand at all.
I think, obviously, everything he said there was so straightforward, I don't think it needs any explanation.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I hear you have a favorite nostalgia movie.
Our favorite moment was when the Nostalgia Critic reenacted A Birth of a Garbage Pail Kid.
When the Nostalgia Critic reenacted The Birth of a Garbage Pail Kid, because as we know, that was very essential, to the scene I was doing, where he had to reenact what the birth of a garbage pail kid was like. And I remember you guest starred in that episode.
I did.
I think a lot of people right now would love to see a reenactment of that scene.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
And to see how it went. I think we can finish off on the reenactment of the Nostalgia Critic giving birth to a garbage pail.
All right, let's do it.
I hope I'm in a really bad movie someday. Goo goo gaga. And then, of course, the inevitable shooting. Now that would have made that movie good. Guy, thank you so much.